following comes from the very first episode of Straight Up that was produced by students at Bossier Parish Community College nearly 10 years ago. We should warn you, the production, format, and guests are going to be a little different from what you are currently used to. We want to thank our former colleagues and teachers at BIPSI for helping us start what you now know as a weekly podcast. With that being said, let us take you back in time.
What's up? Welcome to Straight Up, coming to you live from the Bossier Parish Community College campus. I'm your host, Calvin Hamilton. Today's show is about age, and is it just a number? We have our four panelists here going to give us their issues about age. We have starting with Finch. Finch, give us your name and what you're studying.
Oh man, what up, man? I'm Finch, and that's all you need to know about me.
What are you studying here at BIPSI?
Yeah, you don't worry about that.
Okay, Victoria.
I'm Victoria, and I'm studying broadcasting.
What's up? I'm Devin, and I'm studying media broadcasting as well.
And I'm Shelby, and I'm also media broadcasting.
All right, guys, nice to have you guys. This is how the show goes. We will answer questions from our Twitter and Facebook page on today's subject. Our panelists have 3 minutes to answer the questions, and then after that, another question will be asked and so forth. There's only one rule to the show, is that all your answers have to be
straight up.
All right, guys, you understand the questions?
All right.
Yeah.
Are the rules, actually?
Yeah.
All right. Our first question comes from Jacqueline. Jacqueline, what's your question?
Hi, I'm Jacqueline. How young is too young when you can start dating?
Jack? All right, guys. Bitch, how do you feel about that? How young is too young to start dating?
How young is too young to start dating? By the way, you're looking great today. I don't know how you guys feel, and my opinion might change in this argument, but I think maybe 16-year-old.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's too young?
That's
I think that's when you should start.
That's when you should start.
At
Too
16.
young is anything below that.
So you waited till 16 to have your first girlfriend?
You're not really having a boyfriend or a girlfriend when you're not driving around anyway.
But they're still going to date and call each other boyfriend and girlfriend?
I agree with you though, because okay, listen, I had like girlfriends in elementary and middle school, but when you like after high school, you'll be like, those don't count.
Yeah, those don't count.
Like everybody will say that doesn't count.
And they don't.
And they don't. Someone under the age of 16 need with a boyfriend.
But are you going to tell them you cannot call that person your boyfriend?
I'm 25 years old and I don't need a girlfriend right now.
Are you just going
to be honest,
not let them go out on dates on their own?
Like I said, if you can't drive yourself around,
then you shouldn't go out on a date.
You shouldn't go out.
But think about it, it's also a city bus also. I used to catch city bus all the time.
All right, you make a
You
good
can consider
point.
that an option.
Right, but
hey girl, I'm gonna come pick you up on the bus.
So we waiting at the bus
Hey, ain't nothing
stop.
wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with the bus.
We're gonna go to
Nothing wrong
Circle
with
K
the
and
bus.
get each other some ices and
Some hot dogs.
That's gonna be super neat.
at the age of 16. But I mean,
I think 16.
But does it count at 16? Would y'all say it counts?
it does count at 16. I think it counts
starts
when you're
counting.
in high school. I
It
think
starts
that's when it
counting when you're in
starts.
high school. I agree.
Yeah, because like as you'll look back on relationships, you're like, I've changed since then. And when I look back at that one person, what in the world was I thinking?
But I was 14 when I was a freshman, and I had a boyfriend.
Right, I understand.
And what all did you do with your boyfriend?
I went to his house.
Well, that's a
we
little
went out on
personal.
dates.
We're not gonna go that far into it though.
Was he
we
older
went out
so
on
he could
dates.
take you, or were y'all both 14?
No, he was older.
Okay,
He
so
was-
he can drive.
How much older was he?
He was only a year older, but we all had older friends. So
Oh, okay.
we just went out with our older friends and they
Okay.
drove us around.
So it was like a group date.
Not all the time.
Not all the time?
Yeah, not all the time, but sometimes.
I don't know. If I had a daughter, she wouldn't be dating until she was like 22.
Ooh,
Well, I doubt that really
Well,
happened.
the thing is I'd feed her Snickers bars and I'd make sure she didn't obey so nobody wanted to touch her. Nobody's touching my baby. Just saying.
Right.
Please don't do that
That
to
is
your real daughter
disgusting.
whenever you have one.
Ain't
Papa
nobody
don't
touching
preach.
my
That's
baby.
what you say. Papa don't preach.
She don't want to be like you, eating
Huh?
Snickers and not taking baths.
I take baths once every month.
All right, guys, let's jump into our next question. Question number 2.
Josh Farnell, if we're able to fight for our country at 18, why can't we drink at 18?
Josh's question was, if we can fight for our country at 18, how come we can't drink at 18?
Probably because you'll act like a crazy hooligan.
I'll kind of agree. I mean, you're doing it anyway, so why is it a big deal? Like, honestly.
I personally think there should be like an IQ and maturity test for you to do certain things
Right.
instead of an age limit.
The way I see it is, like I said, just like if you're doing it anyways, why it's such a big deal? I mean, if you get caught, then you get caught. I mean, like I feel like serving your country is more of a bigger deal than wanting to have a few beers. I mean, not even get drunk, just having a few beers. But I feel like serving your country is more important.
What is it, Finch?
Okay, you volunteer. You volunteer to go into the Army. You volunteer to go into, or whatever armed service you're going into. That's the deal. Like when you're 21, you're volunteering. You're not volunteering to go drink.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's your choice to go and fight at 18.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're saying, oh, because my country makes me fight. No, you volunteer to go fight. You get paid to go fight. You know what I mean? I'm a bartender. I can tell you the difference between an 18 and a 21-year-old in maturity level.
Big difference.
Huge difference. I remember when I was 18 and I remember when I was 21, and there was a difference there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is I'll still pay a lot of money to go out and drink and stuff like that, but I still make sure I get my bills paid before I do that.
Yeah.
An 18-year-old will run and gun and drink, and there was a time where there were 18-year-olds drinking, and the drinking and driving death rate was a lot higher than what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I think there's just a huge maturity gap,
Yeah.
and you think 3 years doesn't make that much of a difference? It does, because now you're coming out of high school and the real world is hitting you. You have 3 years to get used to the real world and how things work before you start drinking, which is something, let me tell you, can really impair your senses.
Okay, and how do you deal with these teens that say, okay, I'm 18, I've been in the Army, but I'm so mature. I'm 18, but I'm more mature than other 18-year-olds. How do you deal with those students or people, actually, who are 18 and say, I'm mature? How do you deal with that? Like, in defense of that subject. About
like they're
drinking.
trying to get a drink.
Right.
They're 18, but they say that they're mature.
Right.
Well, if they're mature enough, they would know at 18 years old that there are laws and I have to obey them.
Right.
And they have to obey them.
Yeah.
So if they're mature enough, they wouldn't put up the fight anyways.
I agree.
All right. Let's touch the subject, guys. Our next question comes from Tony. Tony asks,
Tony Johnson, how old is too old before you get your license taken away?
I guess Tony's referencing about elderly people. I'm pretty sure we all have road rage. So how old is too old to be driving on the road?
I feel like age doesn't matter, but I do think that eventually they should pass a law that once you reach a certain age, you have to retake your driver's test. Because some old people, when you're older, your hearing is worse, your vision is worse. So you're going to drive slower because you don't know what you're doing. You're just sitting here driving in this car, looking around and all that stuff like that. I mean,
as long as they're capable and they can still drive, then that's fine. But I'm pretty sure somebody who can't hardly walk down the stairs is not going to go get in their car and try to drive to Texarkana.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I've seen some 94-year-olds driving too.
I think it depends, because there are some 94-year-olds that are really good
perfectly
shape
healthy,
marathon, so they can be able to drive.
Exactly.
I don't think it should be an age limit.
Right.
It just depends.
I would say
on
age doesn't apply to that question.
Yeah. Same here.
I remember when I was 15 years old, it was a Saturday morning. I was watching SpongeBob SquarePants, and I hear this large boom. And I'm like, what happened? So I run outside, and I look out, and I see that this elderly woman hit a telephone pole and knocked it over. And she got out the car acting like nothing happened.
Now, she shouldn't have been driving.
Yeah.
Maybe it might not be an age thing. Maybe you're right that, you know,
but could it be a sex thing? I mean, who drives worse? Women or men?
Drive worse.
Oh, whatever.
Not always.
Y'all drive worse. Y'all only drive 90 miles per hour.
I've ridden with her.
When it takes 70.
You have not.
No,
women drive a lot worse. Like, guys, they'll like, especially when like, one thing I learned in driving is do not drive when you're mad or stressed. Women, whatever. When a girl is mad and they're driving, oh, you get out the way. You will
I will agree with that.
Get out the way. Get out the way.
Yeah, I will say don't.
But y'all drive crazy at any time. It's just our emotions. Y'all are just crazy drivers.
Men
sorry,
just
ladies.
like
I'm
speed.
sorry, ladies,
Girls like
but
bobbing and weaving.
Y'all drive kind of crazy. Come on.
Only when we're upset. But you guys drive.
Only when I'm upset. When somebody gave me a bad news texting, I'm gonna speed like a racehorse.
No, okay, but you guys do it just for fun. Like, hey, you want to come race me down the street?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let me white smoke
We
my
don't do that
tires
kind
real
of
fast.
Let me
And
drag
get donuts.
race donuts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you got my attention on donuts. My big question though is why was that guy wearing a bow tie and on a pot?
I agree.
Wait, what?
That
He was
video.
sitting on like a plant pot.
Oh, the guy that was Tony. You mean Tony?
Yeah,
was
Tony
okay.
in the question definitely had a
That's the
bow
personal
tie.
question. I don't know. Tony likes to wear bow ties.
I
He
like
was
bow
on
ties.
pot?
Bow ties are legit fashion forward. Like if you wear a bow tie, I instantly think you're a cool person. Just saying.
No, you cannot judge a person's coolness on a bow tie.
Hey,
Yeah.
James Bond wears bow ties.
And you see him.
He's way cooler.
Do you
than
see
you.
how many girls are throwing themselves at him? Exactly.
I don't.
Not because of the bow tie.
So, but back to the question at hand. I'm with Devin about. I think every maybe 10 years you have to read. Just make sure that you're qualified to take a driving test because, like I said,
I'm not taking
I get
driving
road rage
lessons.
sometimes.
Yeah,
with
really.
other
After
people.
once, that's
That.
enough. Yes.
Just don't want people hitting telephone poles, bro.
Right?
Or other people.
Saturday morning could have been a kid on a bike.
All right, round robin. Okay, answer this age question. Okay, Shelby, what age do you think? What age
For
do
the
you think?
driving?
Yeah. Just cut it off completely. What age?
100.
Devin?
60.
60?
60.
You gotta be kidding me.
Okay, 65.
No.
You gotta be grandparents.
Yeah,
Yes,
really. My
my
grandfather
grandmother
is like
is
65 and
75
he
and
can
You don't
whoop
think
your
you
butt.
should be able to drive?
My
She drove that.
grandfather
I
is
thought they should be
75.
able to
He's
deal with
good.
driving isn't one
All right,
of them.
Victoria, what's your number?
I don't have a number because they don't have to.
I don't have it though.
I don't have a number. I just got this bad news texting. I'm
All right,
gonna
you have
drag
to
race.
get a number. Shelby said 100. What's your
But
number?
I don't think there's an age restriction.
That's why I said 100.
Like, give
So
me
you
a
can be
number.
100.
If they get
6
it that
years old,
far,
still
then
driving.
they probably don't want to drive no more.
I think if they're just capable.
I think when you reach 50, you can drive. The speed limit is your age. So if you're 80, you can
Okay.
go 80. But the cutoff is 90, and then your license is taken away.
So basically speeding up life. Almost. Because if you're
Go the
80
speed
going
of
80
life.
miles per hour, you about to
Go
go.
the speed of life.
All right, guys, we're going to come back with more of your questions and more straight up answers right after this.
Tired of the same old boring clothes? Want to support your favorite podcast but don't know how? Well, you're in luck. The Straight Up Show podcast store is finally here. In our Teespring shop, you can find all the merch that tells the world you're keeping it straight up. From t-shirts to masks to even leggings, our store has you covered. Just visit straightupshowpodcast.com and click that merchandise button. That's STR8UP.
Hey, Calvin here, host of the Straight Up Show podcast. And guess what? We're back bigger and better than ever with new guests, new straight up topics, and a new way to support the Straight Up Show podcast. That's right. You can now support our podcast by becoming a Patreon patron. Straight Up has 4 different tiers that you can choose from, with each tier having their own perks. Your monthly donation helps us produce efficient Straight Up content that you love so much. For more details, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Straight Up Show Podcast 318. That's patreon.com/Straight Up Show Podcast 318.
I'm Sultan Salahuddin from Southside Season 2 out right now. Make sure you tune in to the Straight Up Show podcast because that's where it's happening. You dig?
All right, man, you ready?
Yeah, Coach on, baby. Let's do this.
All right. Yeah.
What's up, homeboy? Whoa, what's going on? What boy's in here? I gotta go with him. Follow him. Ah! Man, I wish I was old enough to get in that club. I wish I pressed this up and make me older.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Yeah, sexy ladies. Yeah. What up, man? Hey, hey, in there? Yeah, man, yeah. Have a good one, man.
All right, guys. All right. Welcome back to Straight Up here on the Bossier Parish Community College. I'm Calvin Hamilton, and today's show is all about age and is it just a number? If you missed it already, we have some interesting questions and answers. We also have our student panelists, Shelby, Devin, Victoria, and Finn. All right, guys, want some more questions?
All right.
Bring them on.
But by the way, are you going to be the star of Roadhouse 3 when it comes out?
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, our next question comes to Ardiza. Ardiza, what's your question?
Old enough to live on your own.
How old do you have to be to live on your own, basically? How old is too young, basically, to live on your own?
I think 18, that's a good number.
Yeah, 18's good.
18 is good because normally that's when you're off to college, when you're off away at college to live on your own, anyways.
And I think at 16, if you want to go out and live with your boyfriend, you're a little too young for that.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Yeah. Like then just you start getting all this false hope. Oh, we're getting married soon.
And then he leaves you.
Yeah, it happens.
But could you have your own house at 18? I mean, your own house, no roommates at 18.
I had a tree house when I was 14.
All right.
I don't think tree houses count.
I had one of those little, playpen houses that you put together. You go in with the little
Playpen? You have some playmates?
But I mean, 18, you better have a legit job with legit, unless you're Justin Bieber, honestly.
Yeah, really.
Unless
you're famous.
Right.
So you think 18 is the perfect age to live on your own?
Yeah, I mean, if you're mature enough.
Right.
Like, if you're not going to blow your bill money on
booze.
Yeah.
That's another maturity
That shows
thing.
you right there.
Right.
18, I mean, come on, who all shops? I mean, we all have to spend money all the time.
Oh,
but if you got $2,000 coming in every 2 weeks.
I'm going shopping.
I know,
if I
exactly.
got a $2,000 check coming.
So what's your priority first? Bills or going shopping?
Well, bills first.
At 18, no
Bills
parents,
first.
nothing like that.
Bills first. Take your money out for groceries, gas, all that good stuff. And then, because you work so hard, you got a big paycheck, go buy yourself a little nice something.
Right. I'm going to jump back to a previous question. Finch said he always makes sure that the bills are paid before he goes out and, has fun. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Just make sure everything is done because,
But sometimes you blow it before you spend it on the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're 18 years old.
But again, that depends on how mature you are.
Yeah, you're 18 years old. I don't see an 18-year-old. Now, it's
a rarity.
It's a rarity. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. That there are mature 18-year-olds that are like, I got this I got to pay off. I got this car note.
Yeah.
But how many of them are like, oh my God, Assassin's Creed 3's coming out. I got to get it. And it's like, but you only have maybe $40 spending money because of all these bills you got to do. I don't care. I will make the light bill late or the electricity bill late. And then you wind up, you got Assassin's Creed, but you can't play it because you got no electricity.
Right.
That's true, but it's not just
That's
for
when you go back to mama's
There's
house.
Like 23, 24-year-old people that I know that don't have their bills
money
paid, but
straight.
they,
that's
it's
right.
not just 18.
Got them sugar daddies around 18. That's what it is. They got them sugar daddies at 18. I know.
If you move out at 18, just at all costs avoid moving in back with your parents because
just pay your bills first.
Yeah, pay your bills first. Avoid moving back because before you moved out, your parents they still had that upper hand, tell you to do this and that. All of a sudden, you're 19 now, living back with your parents. They expect you to be home at this time. Where you at? They expect you to wash dishes, but you never at home and stuff like that. So I mean, stay clear moving back in.
Devin, are you have some problems at home right now?
My house is great. I'm living at home. I made the right choice in not moving out.
Hey, this is straight up not Oprah, okay? I can't help you. But yeah, I agree with you. Like you said, you're 18, make sure you just avoid your parents' house.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go back to mom and daddy's house. Trust me.
Sometimes I want to go home to mama's so she can cook dinner.
I still stay at my mom, bill free, until I get out of school.
Hey, Mama, could you do my laundry?
No, I have to do my own laundry.
I know. I do my own laundry. Folding clothes, maybe, but no.
All right. Okay, guys. Our next question comes from our Facebook page. It comes from Audrey. Audrey asks, what's the biggest age gap for dating? Does it make a difference?
I think it depends on how old you are. Like, if you're you're like 20 and you date a 25-year-old, it's cool with me. But if you're 15 and you date a 20-year-old, it's not cool.
Well, that's illegal here in Louisiana.
Yeah, but
hopefully,
people will break the rules.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a friend.
And we don't advertise that here on Straight Up.
A 50-year-old dating a 20-year-old. That's why I would feed my baby girl Snickers and she wouldn't shower. Daddy, I don't want to take a shower. No, baby, finish off your case of Snickers.
Or you could just instill good morals in her and she won't date a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing. You can teach your child everything. But when they go out and learn, they're gonna make the decision themselves. Anybody will get in their head,
and then they have to learn from it.
So at this point in time, you don't blame the parents for how the child grows up.
Well,
kind of, sort of, to an extent.
Don't get me wrong. You better discipline your child. They ain't gonna be running around like no crazy kid, and you ain't gonna put them in the corner.
I think if you install good things in your kids, they're gonna make mistakes, but they're not gonna make the same huge mistakes that people that didn't get from their parents.
The second time I got bailed out of jail, my mother sat me down, looked me in the eye, and said, "I'm so disappointed in you." And then she said that you and how you act are a direct representation of who I am and how I raised you. And right now, you're misrepresenting me.
Straight up.
Really?
Your mama told you
how does it
straight
make
up.
you feel when your parents say, "I'm disappointed in you"?
Oh my gosh, that's
it
worse
hurts worse than being mad. Like,
that
She said it hurts worse than getting the whooping.
It does.
I mean, like, you try, like, okay, I'm pretty sure everybody has an open mind. You really don't care about reaching people's expectations about you, and sometimes not even your parents. But when you don't make your parents proud, let alone happy, it hurts and it sticks.
Even if you're totally rebellious growing up.
Even if you're totally rebellious, I mean, you probably couldn't even know who your mom is or whatever. Then,
unless they set low expectations.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back with Finch's idea. Okay,
I could tell her like, "Hey, at least I ain't Des Bryant. I'm not beating you. What's up?"
Whoa. I don't know about all that.
He makes a good point, though.
Des Bryant beats his mom. That's all I'm saying.
Well, then mama need to beat him back.
Or shoot him. That's what
Right. Okay.
Everybody remember the video on YouTube on Dr. Phil. The woman, the mom, she's trying to talk to her boy, and he's like, "Shut up!" Slaps her in the face.
We all do that.
"Shut up and let me finish."
My mom won't have that.
I don't think I ever want to hear anybody say again, "Shut up and let me finish."
I don't want to
no.
talk to me crazy anyway.
Because that sounds gross.
Well, back to the question.
Back to the question at hand. Like I said,
What is the
back to the
age
question
gap
at hand. Like Finch
about
said,
dating?
yeah. I mean, okay. Finch said that he won't let his daughter date until what, 22? You said about 20,
Well, let's talk about the age gap because that's like
age
the real thing. I have a family member because I don't want to put my whole family on blast, but I have one family member that got married to somebody that was about 15 years older than her.
I was going to say the same thing. So I do too. They were 20 years apart.
And the age gap is a huge deal there because he sees something that she's going through is not a big deal.
Right.
Because he's been there, done that.
Okay.
Where to her, it's a huge mountain to climb.
Well, see, I don't know that they had those problems. I think they were pretty understanding of each other. But unfortunately, his life got cut short.
But see, I'll agree with Finch, though, because, okay, like you said, 20 years apart. My best friend, her parents are 20 years apart. That's two totally different eras. Like, you can be born in the 50s. The 50s is the era of the baby boomers. You can be born in
the 20s.
The 20s?
Yeah.
No, that's the 50s. My mom told me she was a baby boomer.
Yeah.
And so, like,
that happened twice?
And if you were born in the 70s, that's the era of, well, I guess you can say peace and love and stuff like that. You will not see eye to eye on certain situations because you were born in this era. It wasn't even how your parents raised you. It's just the environment that you're in.
But that's any relationship. You're going to see different in certain areas.
Here's another problem that my family member ran into. When she got married to this guy, she inherited a family.
Woo!
And her stepdaughter.
Ain't that right?
There we go.
And her stepdaughter was 9 years younger than her.
Oh my God.
That would affect
Crazy.
me.
Yes.
That would affect me big time.
Weird that is.
That is weird.
It is pretty weird.
That's super weird. Well, same thing over here with my family members. His kids are grown with their own kids, and her daughter with him is a freshman in high school.
And
all right,
she's
guys,
an
let me stop
aunt.
you right there. Let's go into our next Facebook question right now. Our next Facebook question comes from Courtney. Courtney asked me, How old is it too old to pin money on your chest for your birthday?
What?
How old is it to be too old to pin money on your chest for your birthday?
Oh, it's never too old.
Hold on, you a ratchet.
Never.
Oh, no.
You a ratchet.
Listen,
No.
if you have a
You got no class.
If you have a car, you need gas, you better put that dollar on
You
your
better
chest.
put that dollar on your chest.
What's your birthday?
Let me give you $1.
Somebody has got me like that. It was not their birthday, but I gave them $1.
Okay, do y'all still put money on y'all's chest right now on your birthday?
I mean, I didn't, but
Yeah, but
if somebody gave me $1,
You
I might.
ratchet. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, that's
No.
low class.
No,
You think it's low
not.
class to put
It's
money
low
on your chest on your
Okay,
birthday?
in
That's
California,
not low
listen,
class.
in California, when you're married, they pin money on your dress.
Like
That ain't
soul
California.
food.
That's the money dance. That's wedding tradition.
Well, I guess on my birthday, I'm
I
getting married
ain't
because I'm
never
doing
heard
a
of
money
that.
dance because
Neither,
it give me some money.
I know I got money on my wedding day.
I thought that was just a birthday.
Me too.
I mean, well, it's different in different areas, but here, I mean, I'm putting $1 on my chest on my birthday. I'm just
I
Just
don't
$1.
think there's anything wrong with it.
Some people just do it for recognition, like, hey, you know what? It's my birthday. I just want
Yeah.
somebody to tell me happy birthday.
I don't care that it's your birthday.
On my
People
birthday, I wore a tiara.
Somebody has a birthday every day. Multiple people have the same birthday.
Well, then
If
they
they're-
should all be getting money.
I know, right?
After you're like 12 years old, okay, you're growing up now. Everybody has a birthday. Get over it.
Everybody's birthday is special.
Nobody's
your
birthday is special.
Mine is.
No, I will admit this. My mom just recently had a birthday. Mom, how's it feeling? It's just another day, sweetheart. I mean,
Oh, you
the
turned
older
52?
you get,
Happy birthday. How does it feel getting older?
I know.
If you make it special, you can embrace getting
I
older.
know. I want to get older. I want to be like 105.
Ladies.
And I still want to have money.
Girls.
What?
I want to have money when I'm 105.
I want a birthday more than I want money.
I'm already going to be collecting retirement. I just want more money. Like,
It's not the money, but I would love to be super,
Let's draw the
super
line.
old.
90, when you get your license taken away. That is the last day you get to pin money to your chest.
right.
All right. Our next question comes from Lee at Leotard from Twitter. Lee asks, how old is it to be too old to watch cartoons?
Never.
I don't think there is an age limit for cartoons.
Heck no.
I still watch cartoons.
I mean, I don't necessarily watch cartoons, but
I
I'm not hating on anybody who does. I think that's fine.
mean, my dad,
Just
55
don't
years
act
older, he
like
still
you
watch
live in a
cartoons.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Watch them, but leave it at the TV.
All right. Well, that's it.
I guess you can say there's a time and place for that as well, though, but that's a whole other story.
Okay. All right, guys. That's all the time we have here today on Straight Up. Make sure you join us next time. We're talking about everything Christmas. You have a question to ask our panelists? Mitch, where can they find you on Twitter?
At Straight Up Finch.
Victoria?
At
Straight Up Devin.
And Straight Up Shelby.
And you can find us here on Straight Up at Straight Up Show on Twitter also. All right, guys. My name is Calvin Hamilton. Join us next time on Straight Up. Until then, make sure you always stay
Straight up.
All right, have a great day.
Yeah.